Sup dogs, TheOdie here, and it has officially been a full year since the release of the teaser demo to Character's Trap. And it kind of begs the question, well, how well did it do? Only one way to find out! But I guess before I jump the gun in here, I should at least explain what Character's Trap is. And it's a horror game about a young teen who enters a mysterious cabin that supposedly appears and vanishes every so often. And as he dives deeper and deeper, he finds himself face to face with spirits, ghosts, which, you know, I basically said the same thing there. Supernatural creatures, but most importantly, magic. And as it so may seem, perhaps magic once existed in the world. So that's basically Character's Trap in a nutshell. And the teaser demo, well, I'll explain that a little bit more, but let's just go ahead and see how it's been doing. So over here on the GameJolt page, as you can see, we're pretty flatline with downloads. Well, I guess this one, I got one download as of a couple days ago, which is totally rad. And overall, it have reached 1,753 viewers, downloaded / played over 100 times, 14 of which was down to send a comment, but it also counts my replies. I actually have no clue what's the difference between direct and GameJolt.com. I would seem direct was GameJolt.com, but anyway, it's good to know that not all of it just came from my viewers, aka you guys, but also a good portion of it just came from people scrolling around through GameJolt, and they were like, that's an interesting thumbnail. I want to click it and find out what it is. Oh, cool. They actually show me the different countries you guys are downloading it from, or viewing the game page from. Majority, of course, is from the US. But it's kind of neat to see where all the other gamers are out there. Brazil, Russia, UK, Poland. I would actually expect Canada to be much higher than just because it's, you know, right on top of the US. But it's kind of neat to see how it breaks down. I like how number 2 top source is from Itchio. That's quite hilarious. Oh my god, my link tree actually worked. My link tree is over on my Instagram account. So it's kind of neat to see that it's been clicked at least once or twice from there. I wish there was a graph for all time. Doesn't seem like so. Ooh, alright, so this makes sense actually. So I got all these high game page views starting from January, February, March. April starts to really drop, May, June, and then it kind of just hovers over the 50s and even drops as low as the 30s. And you know what, that really makes sense because right around April was when I decided to stop updating the game pages and stop updating the demo. And you know, I had working on the demo, working on the game itself, doing YouTube, and also the whole having a full-time job. You had to sacrifice some of these things, you know, just to keep up with all that sort of stuff. So at some point, game page, demo, I stopped updating completely. I even stopped updating my Instagram and pretty much anywhere I was doing this social media marketing stuff. And you know, it's kind of too bad, but I think it was for the better, just because it was stressing me out a lot, just trying to find content every single week, and finding it also slowed me down with developing the game. But you know, right now I'm chugging along quite well, and I'm actually really close to releasing the game. It should be coming out later this year. I'm thinking Q3 around August, maybe a little bit before that, but you guys will know because I will be pushing the advertisement for the game 3 months in advance. So be ready for that. Alright, so that's GameJolt. Let's head on over to Itchio. And Itchio is it's kind of a different beast. You know, I would have thought that Itchio would do a lot better in terms of game page views and potentially even downloads, but surprisingly, GameJolt actually does the better. I think with Itchio, there's more comments and more interaction than GameJolt. But that's also just me kind of just randomly saying things. Alright, so over on Itchio, we got over 1,100 views, almost 200 downloads, 4 ratings, was added to 42 collections, which I think is super awesome. 22 comments, of course, counting my replies as well, and I have no idea. 7-day impressions. So how many times someone has viewed a link to your project on Itchio.io over the past week? Yeah, of course I know what that means. Basically the same stuff for YouTube, which of course I also know what that means. Oh, okay, so to be fair, with my downloads, there are a number of different versions, whether it's high res, low res, Mac, or OS. So that can add up to the multiple downloads that you have here. When someone's like, oh, I don't know if I need high res or low res, click, click. Or they're just like, ooh, game, click. Oh, I downloaded the Mac, click. So it kind of adds up in that way. So overall, I have over 300 downloads. I'd say over 200, maybe even over 250 of which are real. And thinking about the numbers itself, it's kind of sad. A full year passed by and I only got roughly 300 downloads, roughly 3,000 views. Yeah, roughly 3,000 views. It's not a lot, but all things considered, I stopped updating the game page. I stopped sending updates to it. So anyone who's not coming over from the YouTube, or who did not find a YouTube, probably assume it's a dead game, and they kind of just let it vanish in the background. So, you know what? It's understandable. But, man, only roughly 300 downloads. That's almost, it hasn't even made a single download per day of a year. 365 days in a year hasn't even reached 300 downloads, or made roughly 3, man. But that's okay. Like I said, I haven't been advertising, I haven't been updating, so I can't expect too much from this. At the same time, I can also imagine one of two things are happening. One of which, because it's a demo, and because it's a teaser demo, and I even mentioned that it's 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, the expectation there is, oh, I don't want to devote 10 to 15 minutes into a teaser demo. I want the full real thing, because most teaser demos I play don't even become reality. So they just send it into their collections and then set it and forget it. So I can see that happening too. But at the same time, I can also see that when I finally release the game, because there's going to be a price tag to it, even if it's just going to be, I'm thinking it's going to be $5, but even though it's just going to be $5, they're going to see it and be like, ah, I would have played this if this was free later. And that's going to hurt my feelings the most. But I also understand, you know, being not rich and so many games out there, if I spent $5 for every game I was interested in playing, I would not be living where I'm living right now. Which is not meant to be said that it's impressive to begin with. Alright, so now I'm interested in something else. How many Let's Plays are there for Caster's Trap? I know that there's at least 2. That came in the month of January. Alright, we got NASA time. I knew that was there. We got Z9GN. I remember seeing this way back in January. It was not in commentary, so I couldn't have done anything with the shorts that I did for NASA time and Scientizo. By the way, I don't think I see his. Oh, there it is. Scientizo Live. Oh, only 20. Okay, so overall, basically, it's the same 3 Let's Plays that came out since the beginning of when I first released it. Heart crack. Oh, look, there's a 4th one. Bruno Gameplays. Oh yeah, it was in I don't want to be wrong, but I'm assuming it's Spanish. So yeah, four videos. Okay, so overall, I can't let these numbers be too much of an expectation for how the actual game will go, but they do give me a good idea. I feel like there's just too many different varying factors. I mean, on the contrary, I've only received good feedback from this game. And it could be that it's just from you guys who are watching and are a fan of the channel. But I also posted a game to Reddit. And I posted it under a different username. So I would like to think that through that way it reached people who do not know about the TheOdie channel, and I could get a more unbiased review. And the feedback's been positive. I think it's more so me needing to figure out how to really advertise the game. Anyway, it's a mystery. It's a mystery what how this game will do in the future. I won't let the numbers get me down. I think overall they were pretty goddamn decent. All things considered, it's my first game being launched. I say first because I released the original Counter-Strike back in 2014, but after like 8 years, or I guess 9 years now, you could kind of just erase everything and consider it as a brand new start or a fresh start. So yeah, pretty good for pretty good. Sounds like I'm coping. No, I'm sure things will go well. I'm holding on to that hope. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, later.